Hey guys, Sandy here, and I'm up for Follow a Sketch Friday, and today's sketch is going to be from the Sketches and Thyme blog, and it's by Brenshevia Baker. And here is the sketch, and I'm going to show it to you really quick because look at that, 1% left. Okay, so here's the sketch. Now what I'm going to do, I've pulled out a bunch of scraps and bits of paper. I also pulled out my freckled fawn embellishments, my Dear Lizzie accent phrase stickers that really aren't stickers, some Daily Flash tin pins from October Afternoons and Summertime, some Bella Boulevard enamel dots. I brought back out my stars since I didn't use them on my last layout. And what I'm actually going to do is use Project Life cards. These are actually not real Project Life cards, but I did round the corner. This one is. I rounded the corner of the Simple Stories one, and this is a 4x6 cut apart that I just sized down. And I'm doing one photo, and that is of a Jim Dandy ice cream from Friendly's. And I went way back and pulled out these lovely guys. I believe these are Making Memories, and they are letter brads. All right, let's see what I can do. Okay, so I get my 3x4 cards in place, and then I decide to mat that photo. And at first I was going to mat it on the other side, which was a pink, but it blended in so much with the background paper that I decided to go with the floral, where you're getting the pops of color that is throughout the entire layout wrapped around the photo. And it works for me, so hope it works for you. All right, so then this is the point where I realize I did not actually glue down that scalloped border that I used up there. And that is an old KI Memories paper, and I've had it for a while, and that scrap has been sitting in my scrap folders for a while. So I decided that instead of using a solid black, which was my plan, I would go ahead and use that. And I know that those are roses on those scallops, but I'm not sure anybody else would know that they're roses on the scallops. And really, it doesn't even matter that it's roses. It just looks cool. So here I am. I'm using my Distress ink, and that portion of that pinked circle is actually when I had tried to cover up the circle on a like a half circle on a 3x4 Project Life card, and I thought that my die was large enough to cover it. However, it wasn't, so I had that off cut there, and I just decided that I was going to make it work on this page. And here I am just going ahead and fishtailing that rectangle right there. And it has a good white background, which is good since white backgrounds are on all the other papers. And I just decide to overlap that scallop circle there. Now, originally I had pulled out some washi tape stickers, and I was going to use this gold banner across there and then use the flare on top of it. But I realized that I was using those really old Making Memories letter brads, and they were silver, so I didn't want to have silver and gold on the page. Not that I'm opposed to silver and gold on the same page, but just for this layout, I didn't want to go there because I knew it was going to be kind of a simple layout and not heavy on the embellishing. So here I pulled out those Dear Lizzie stickers that aren't really stickers, and I had kind of bannered them together and put them, here they are, put them underneath one of the 3x4 cards. And the one thing looks kind of like a ticket, and it says, "I love you more than ice cream." And then the second one, that blue rectangle, is hearts. So I figured that that would work well together. Now, I knew already that my title was going to be "I love today and every day with ice cream." So that was just me kind of, working out the spacing in my mind before I actually got the letter stickers. And I went with these letter stickers, and they come in a pack, and I think they're from Me and My Big Ideas. I have a whole bunch of them. Blues, reds, blacks, whites. I had gone to a Scrapbook Expo, not this year's because I was out of town, but the year before that, so last year's Scrapbook Expo, and they were just a huge, huge pack of them for like $1, and I couldn't say no, so I got them. So I do want to make the letters a little bit more interesting. I mean, they're black on white letters. They're not that exciting. So I decided to use all capitals for every, like emphasizing every day with ice cream. And then the day actually said days, and I cut off the S. And then with was all in lowercase, and I kind of overlapped those letters. Even though I'm using the same exact letter stickers, I did want it to jazz it up a little bit, I guess. Okay, so now I'm getting those rectangle Dear Lizzie things situated, and I go grab some foam squares just to pop up the end of it, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Like I said, I knew kind of going into this that this wasn't going to be heavily embellished and not a ton of layers and all that, so I wanted to give it some sort of texture and interest, since I was using a lot of paper. Let's see, I mean, that ampersand is an acrylic piece, and then I have some chipboard, and then that that flare badge up there is really the only thing that isn't paper on this layout. And I mean, I guess technically chipboard is paper too. Oh, this little enamel thing here. So I have an aversion to these paper clips. I just not a fan of paper clips on the pages. So I just popped off that little enamel bit on the clip. Totally makes me happy that I can get that off. And even when I scratch the edge a little bit, but you really can't even tell. And once it goes in the page protector and it's in the album, you're not going to be able to see it at all. So I'm not too worried about it. Now I pulled out that big arrow, and that's from Simple Stories, and I think it's like the Hey Girl collection or the Girl Power or whatever it is with the girl. And I know it's the girl collection because it has one of those potty people, and it's just the girl. So whatever the girl snap pack line is, that's where that came from. So I thought I was going to be able to put my pink heart into the orange camera because I have the pink and the orange ones. However, the hearts are not the exact same shape, so that doesn't work. So what I do is grab a little scrap of that green paper that I used as the mat for the cards and just line it at the bottom of that camera. And the green and the orange is kind of Halloween-y, but honestly it's just that one little spot on the page, and I have green and orange layered up at the top as well with the flare badge and the orange pinked circle, so I'm going with it. Like, we're just gonna make that happen. So I just take a minute to decide whether I want the badge layered on the arrow or over the pinked edge, and I like it best on the arrow. And I'm just going to add that little chipboard heart right on the banner there, just to give it just a little pop of something extra. And then I'm going to add some stars, and I'm going to turn off the camera here for a minute, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I turned off the camera so I could get these brads placed. Now, these brads were big and thick, so after I put on cream and then covered it up with this washi tape back here, I actually pulled the brad tines off and put a pop dot under this. You can see the pop dots in there. And it just made it a lot better. It didn't like buckle the paper at all or anything like it did on this. But this one's done. It's kind of simple, but you know, every once in a while you need to have those simple pages in there to break up some of the big, thick, exciting pages that happen. So here it is. I love today and every day with ice cream. I also did my journaling while I had the camera off, and I added some Spectrum Noir shimmer pen on the heart, inside this heart, and also on the arrow. Not sure how much you're going to be able to see of that on camera. But there it is. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.